Are you ready? What?
I'm Liane. I'm Liane. Are you ready to ride the Are you ready to ride the Freakwency?
Hello, everybody. Hello, Lady Liane. How are you?
¿Qué pasó? Risley? Risley le bifuralo. ¿Qué pasó?
I know Chi-Chi's.
Chi-Chi's?
Yep.
I like virgin Chi-Chi's on the beach in Hawaii because I don't drink that alcohol. I don't like it.
I wonder whatever happened to Chi-Chi's.
Chi-Chi's?
You know, a Mexican restaurant?
Oh, was that a chain?
Yeah, it sure was. It was down here, down south.
Well, see, that's why I have no idea what the meow you were talking about.
Yeah, it was back in the 90s and 80s, I think.
Oh, the 80s.
Right.
Oh, the 80s. So what's new with you, Mr. Risley?
We're here in Memphis. Everything that could go wrong did go wrong, but...
Well, you're just getting it all out of the way.
Right. Isn't that the truth?
Maybe that's what it is. You get all the crazy out of the way so that you can move forward into the utopia you imagined.
I can't wait.
Utopia! Wouldn't it be nice if it came in little, and then Jamie Lee Curtis could do advertisement?
Right.
Yes. Utopia. Eat it every morning to regulate your gut health and your reality. Utopia!
Isn't that the truth?
Could be. It could be if you believe it. That's what'll collapse for you. Wow. What's in the energy field today, Mr. Risley? Any news headlines grab you?
It was interesting. We was talking before the show that Pentagon that said that the a mothership is on its way to Earth.
I have not seen that one. I shall use the god of Google to look this up now. It'll be fabulous. Oh, Google God, tell me about the mothership. Hey, Siri, tell me about the mothership the Pentagon decided was floating over us soon. Alien motherships. Pentagon official floats a theory. They're theorizing. That's another word for backpedaling.
Right.
See, we need to change the vocabulary. I could read this article and change the vocabulary so that you would understand what they're really saying, because the context is the subtext. And the subtext is the context. That's the lesson today, boys and girls. Seriously, you got to understand how to read all this stuff. Like, if all these news blurbs to get our attention and our energy, it's like another show that they keep putting on. Like, this is the theory I discuss weekly with my friend Randy Weitenheimer. That's going to start Friday. I launched the Lee TV YouTube channel where I'm going to try to have different content on. Like I might have to run my Riding the Frequency talks on that. Like I don't know what I'm doing, but I'm doing it.
There you go. That's the way to do it.
Look, I've always said if I ran a network, and I'm thinking to myself, it's 2025. They're making AI companions. So there you go. Got my built-in team. What's up? It's the Thompson in the house. So yeah, thinking big. I'll start my own network. Then I'll make my own TV shows and I'll air them on my network. And when people get sick of NBC and CBS and all the regular programming to make your brain stop working, you can come see me and turn your brain back on so it doesn't rot like a weed. No, let's take that back. It doesn't rot like a nice fruit tree while the weeds come up all around it and strangle it. Right? It's all a big production. That's it. Hi, Lorna. So there you go. The official in charge of a secretive Pentagon effort, PSYOP, to investigate unexplained aerial incursions, fake alien invasion, has co-authored an academic "Science is an authoritative religion" theory. Recent objects could actually be alien probes from a mothership sent to study Earth. Now, let's take a poll. What would scare all the little humans? A lot. So let's put that in the news. And then when
green men probing everybody in the world.
Right. Bring me your bunghole. Bring me to your leader and let me touch his bunghole. Woo! Everybody gets scared. Like, this is what I see. It don't work on this one. Like, I'm the PSYOP. Back at you.
So what do you think they're tracking?
Their own horse pucky and how it affects human beings. It's like every time another news headline comes out on CNN or any of these mainstream legacy nonsense, it's just another way to get your attention and get you to spill energy into whatever topic it is. Like I've always said that they're trying to hack consciousness and they're this and they're that, but I think that that's like a little bit too elusive in general. And now I'm like those people like on The Secret. Well, she keeps talking about consciousness and like, but like they're what Randy said. Like now I'm a parrot want a cracker. They're fucking meow. They want your attention. They want your awareness. They want you to get sucked in so that you're not home around a table discussing things with human beings. Like my daughter said something interesting, and I brought this up on episode 3 of the Zero Files. She said to me yesterday, you know, before there was TV, nobody knew what the hell was going on in China. And most people would respond, yeah, but we need to know what's going on there because because you've been programmed. Like when you don't know what the hell's going on in China and they're minding their business and you're minding your business, maybe your life isn't crazy. Maybe it's a little less crazy when you're not in somebody else's yard minding all their business while your kinetic energy is getting sucked into their story. And so who's feeding off of that? And why are you feeding them without even realizing what you're doing? Stop. Stop it. Just, oh my goodness gracious. So yeah, who knows what's floating around? Could be something, could be nothing. But as long as the people are scared and talking about it amongst themselves and not meditating and not writing their own movie instead of joining the prefabricated movies that they have us all watching. Like I've said it before, you watch all the news, turn on 15 different news channels. They're all saying the same script. Who's writing that? Who's writing that? It's funny when I ask Randy, it's like he says the snarkiest stuff. you know, but he's definitely earned his snarkasm rights. You guys should go look this guy up. Randy Weitenheimer. I'll put it in the chat. If I can figure, I'm live. Thank you. I don't want to view anything on YouTube. Oh no. How do I do this? Comments. Come on, Liane. You can do it all. That'll work. www.energydoctor.com. Anybody who's listening who cares to get a different point of view, to supplement and maybe not so much compliment. Like, we're going to make a lot of people angry, I think. But sometimes you got to make people mad to get their attention. I don't know. Go check that guy out. Right, exactly. It's the first thing I did when I got here to take care of my mom who had Parkinson's. I shut up. It's like a Rachel Maddow. I was like, say goodbye. Rachel Maddow. No. Anderson Cooper. Not. Like the one I listen to, you know who. You know who. Like, I don't know if I should tell this story. I don't know if I should tell this story. But anybody who knows me personally knows every once in a while I have some weird mediumship spasms. So 2 weeks ago, maybe, I'd have to look on the Facebook scroll, which would take me a while because I leave really long messages for poor Ross Coulthart. Sometimes he's like, I don't have time for this. I'm so sorry. I'm like, please don't apologize. I'm like a tornado. Ross. It's okay. So I'm getting pestered by a dead friend. And I start writing to Ross, like what the guy's saying, because it's a message for Bryce Zabel. And I unsend for everyone. I totally chickened out. So then the next day, I Facebook message my friend Stephen David Brooks, who coincidentally is probably going to write me a script for the book Spider Seeds that I just did the audio book for. If you guys remember David Talker, who was on a couple weeks ago, he's the author. So I have to do paperwork with him and then flip that and then hire Steve and then he'll write a script and then we'll start raising money or I'll start raising. Oh God, have another hat. Anyway, so I call Brooksy and I'm like, what's the deal, man? I feel like Farader's bothering me. What's the connection with Bryce Zabel? He's like, I don't know. Toby Hooper. I know Toby Hooper and Bryce Zabel because of Dark Skies, but Farader, I don't know. I said, well, I'm getting messages from Farader for Bryce and I'm supposed to send them to Ross Coulthart. And that's just exactly what I want to do because I already don't look crazy enough with the crazy messages I'm sending him. So I write him a message finally because it doesn't stop, like this pestering. And I'm deliberately, because that's where it comes from, the field. It comes from the smoky area around us, right? Okay? Like, and everything's in the field. You can grab anything you want out of there. And I'm not consciously trying to grab for Farader either. Oops, I said his name. Okay. Well, so we'll just call him Festus because that's what he's telling me to focus. I can hear him now. Focus. Okay. So I write to Ross. I've got a message for Bryce. No, I said, do you know who John Farader was? I have a message for Bryce Zabel. Put quotes around this. Yo, period. Like, what a crazy ride, period. Take care, period. Whatever. Then I said, and I'm hearing something about like a road trip and a Beach Boys song came up. Good vibrations. What's up, Roger? So I'm hearing Good Vibrations and Beach Boys, and I'm thinking, okay, like, you know, when you remote view, you're like front loading stuff, right? And I'm thinking, you know, I want to talk to Ross, and like, maybe this is just all I'm crazy, and I'm just like being a manipulative only child. Maybe this is coming from nowhere. Maybe I'm just fucking crazy. So you guys, I'm going to encourage you to watch the Bryce Zabel and Ross Coulthart. Now I'm rocking. You see me rocking? Live podcast from Contact in the Desert. Because at about 36 minutes, Ross starts talking about this woman named Lynn something, and about how she does life after death, near-death experiences. And he's asking her, why are you talking to me about this? And she says, it's all connected. Then he says something about, I don't care about people who are going to cringe and whinge at what I'm going to say next. I don't care. I don't care. There's a woman. He starts talking about how within the last 6 months, a lot of people have been coming to him who have shown like precognitive stuff, and they're talking to him. Of course, he invites it on Reality Check every time. If you just email Reality Check at News Nation now, okay. But I message him on Facebook. Like, now I know I'm messaging the real Ross, because he starts talking about consciousness and the other side and precognitive abilities. And then he turns to Bryce and says, I told you about this. There's a woman with whom I've had long conversations. And I'm thinking, oh my God, he's going to tell the John Ferreter story. Oh my God. Like I got like my palms are getting sweaty just thinking about it. Like I got like that. Right. And I'm working out, doing my little Vince V-Shred 20-minute. And he says, this beautiful woman from South Australia who's just lovely, like, or whatever. And I'm going, oh, okay, well, maybe not. Back to you're crazy, self-involved, actress, only child, all about you. And I go back to the workout, and then he says to Bryce Zabel, she said there's a gentleman who had a message for you, Bryce. And I'm going, oh no, I was right. Is he going to say it? And he says, this John, Philip, right? And he's stuttering, and Bryce Zabel goes, John Ferreter. And I'm going, oh. Huh? So he told the story, and I guess I'm just outing myself because he didn't. Like, I don't even know how I feel about that. Like, at first it was like dopamine rush time. I blame Liane's frequency. We got a comedian in the house. Fabulous. Thank you, Lorna. Like, yeah, this is where, I get really vulnerable with you guys. Like, I don't know. And I'm not saying that because, like, oh, look at me, I can be vulnerable. I mean, yeah, a little bit. But, because people, I think, need to do that a little bit more. Like, so I don't even know. Like, this just happened last night. So, of course, after trying really hard to leave Ross Coulthart alone, good luck, I went right back to the Facebook, and I was like, into a voicemail, you cheeky, cheekster, cheeky, you. Cheeky. South Australia. It's like, I thought you were going to tell the Ferreter story, and then you derailed with the South Australia and then used an adjective that I run away from. People tell me, oh, you're so pretty. I'm like, what? No, I look like Jay and Silent Bob. What are you talking about? I did. I changed how many times did I change my hair, Chris?
Couple.
So there's a little bit of that still. How do I look? Do I really care? I kind of do, but Well, what's up from Austin? I like Austin. Isn't Jesse Michaels over there? Call me, Jesse. You can talk to me. I want to talk to Jesse Michaels. I want to See, and I didn't go to Contact in the Desert, and I was so kind of sad that I didn't go, but like I guess I went, but I went like I really wanted to go and I really wanted to see Ross, but like I guess Ross brought me along in some weird, right? I was going to be Stephen Bassett's +1, but I guess energetically I came as Ross Coulthart and Bryce Zabel's little anecdote. Like, oh my God. Is that weird, you guys?
No, not really.
Not really? I'm like, no, it's Liane's frequency. That's what it is.
Right.
Like, that's how else could it be? Like, why? There's so many stories he could tell. Why that one? Okay.
So, what do you think about Donald Trump and Elon?
Oh, well, funny you should ask. That's the first episode of the Zero Files. The Truth is Everywhere. We talk about Elon and Donnie's bromance. So, Elon, Donnie, if you're watching this, go to www.energydoctor.com, spell doctor with a K, not a C. Randy's available. He can help you. He can. I promise. No joke.
That poor Tesla stock is just dropping.
That's just part of the show too, right? It's like, it's true. If you treat all the news like an episode of some TV show that they're trying to feed you and then turn it off and actually go have a life, if you can figure out how to, as Ross says, twig how you see things, it'll make all the difference. Because that's what controls your reality, is how you're choosing to see stuff. When people realize that they have the power of collapsing what they want, not what they're told to collapse by somebody in whose self-interest it is, this world is going to look a lot different. Maybe really chaotic for a minute, but yeah, that was the alarm going off. That was the wake up, wakey, wakey.
What are y'all talking about?
What? Talking about changing how you view everything, including yourself. Like I've been saying it for months now. What? Telling everybody, you're the awareness. You're an awareness. Like go back to, like I was looking at my plant. Oh, where is it? Okay, there's a YouTube video. I'm so all over the place. Welcome to ADHD and possible spectrum behavior. I was watching a YouTube video about how to take a rose from a bouquet of flowers and whack up the stem and get it to root. And all the trolls were like, yeah, this is fake. This is fake. Nobody can do that. Well, you chop it at the right place and you put it in a piece of garlic, and then you soak some rice in some water, and then you strain it, and then you put a bunch of TP in a plastic cup, and pack it, and then put it full of the rice water. Then you take the stem of the rose and you take it in some toilet paper and you wrap it after it's been in the garlic, and you make a hole and you put it down in there, and then you wrap it with more toilet paper and pack it. Put more rice water in there and take just like a regular bag from the produce section of a grocery store and tape it around the bottom of the plastic cup. And I'm talking just like a Starbucks cup, like a medium-sized drink, whatever, or a small, because I guess you don't need to waste toilet paper, right? Well, I did it with, I cut 4 pieces. Darned if one didn't take. I was downstairs. My neighbor said, you can take a rose out of the bouquet. It's in the little vestibule. So I went and I took a rose. It's a yellow rose. It's not very fragrant, but here, hold on a second.
And ladies and gentlemen, she's going to show us.
It worked. Can you see?
Yeah.
I took it out of its little hothouse because it got hot here, and it says that they don't do well in high heat. I mean, some do, some kinds of roses, some, they mess with all of them. So some of them can sustain higher heat and direct sunlight, like the ones in California probably. Anyway, so I named her Rose, Rose the Rose. I should maybe put her back in a little hothouse because it's a little cool here today, and stick her back in the kitchen window because that's where she was fine. I just don't know at what point I'm supposed to take it out of this because I don't, like you can see it's turning colors. I don't like those colors. I don't want Rose to, hi, honey. Hi. Okay, say goodbye to the people. Bye. Stop it. Like, and that's where I was going. I was looking at Rose, and I literally, if I look at her, it doesn't matter if it's against a window, if it's against something dark. It's easier against something dark. I can see the energy around it. Like, I literally can see its aura. Like, I don't know why. It's that thing I was telling you guys about. Like, when you put your fingers together and you look against like if you just look for long enough, you can see like the gray smoke. You can see an energy outline and space between the outline of it and your skin.
Right.
And I can see mine, like when I start thinking super happy stuff, it expands. Like I feel crazy, you guys. I feel crazy sometimes. And it's not, I feel like people, maybe the words, it's vocabulary, not crazy. I feel like they didn't get me. Like, everybody should be able to see energy moving the way I do. Because it shouldn't be just, because if I can do it, then it's a species thing. It's not a Liane thing. Pretty sure. Who knows?
Interesting.
I don't know where my brain is going next. My brain's just filtering where my mind is tripping. Who needs acid? Like, this is it. Like, when they get you, your imagination doesn't work. I feel like if I were to be by myself forever, like the physical human of me who, like, hugging and what interaction, like, everything's transactional, but like, it doesn't have to be the conventional transaction. Like, the fact that I gave this rose a name and that I can see its aura, like, that's a transaction. That's pretty cool. Like, why the hell would I want to deal with banking when I can do that? Or, to mention housing court on Wednesday at 9:30. No idea what kind of tap dance I'm going to do there. Should be fun. Anybody got $50,000 they want to give me? Come on.
Coming.
You know what? It's actually not a lot of money. When you figure out money is a frequency and money, like, so what's your problem then, Liane? If it's not a lot of money and there are trillions circulating, why can't you just grab 50 grand out of the field? Well, I probably can. Maybe I just need to give myself permission to. So if anybody, here, I'm grabbing $100,000 and I'm grabbing another 10 to pad it.
Right.
Let's see if that worked. Never know. Hey, what you put out comes back. I think what I put out is worth lots of freaking money, but not because I have somebody signing up to my Patreon. It's got to come from elsewhere. Maybe corporations who have lots and lots of money would pay me like $15,000 for a 45-minute talk so that I can flip the minds of their employees to start. Like, maybe I'm their enemy, though, because I'm going to get their employees to start thinking for themselves and start thinking critically. And that's the last thing any boss wants. I'll have to rethink that one. Check back next time. Man, I'll tell you.
Nobody wants anybody to think for themselves.
Yeah, but and nobody wants to think for themselves. People have become quite lazy when it comes to that. And I'm not sure if I can find joy in it. Like I used to come to my mom all the time and go, Mommy, I'm bored. And she'd say nasty things back to me, like only boring people are bored. If you're bored, then you're boring. And I'm going, thanks. On my mouth. I've got like a little tea mustache. Sorry. Drank my milk a little too far and forgot to wipe. Yeah, but so to the extent that if you can entertain yourself between your ears, like I learned not to be bored. Because really, if you have 60 to 70,000 thoughts a day, you can sure pluck the fun ones and focus on those if you're paying attention to what you're thinking and start sifting, like when you sift flour, when you make a cake and you sift your flour, right? You got to sift your thoughts. And maybe the lumpy ones don't really need to go into the cake batter today, huh? Take those and just not use them. Who wants lumpy thoughts?
Right.
I don't want them. A ginger hair appeared, huh? Usually when it's ginger, it turns white. So don't worry.
True.
It'll disappear soon. I give it about 3.5, 4 weeks before it starts turning. Oh.
Charles, my network's unstable.
You know what? That's how they want you, Latro. That's how they want everybody. They want everybody's network to be unstable so that we go and Neuralink up. It's now plucked. Now it's not ginger, dark, or white. It's gone. Bye. Uh-huh. There you go. Unstable. Right. It might be actually maybe unstable is the new stable. How about that one? I'll flip that on you, Lorna. I saw comments too on that talk that Bryce Zabel and Ross Coulthart did about I don't like it when Ross starts going off into consciousness. I like it when he starts talking about little green men or whatever the flip it is, and I'm like, okay, because you're just addicted to the show, And then somebody said, oh yeah, he goes and he talks and then it gets odd. And my only comment on the frickin' YouTube was, maybe you need to rethink your definition of quote odd unquote, because maybe what you consider to be odd is actually what is normal to the species. But if you can't grasp that, that's where I get a little mean. Like if you're too stupid to be able to wrap your mind around concepts that you aren't spoon-fed, which are actually poisonous, like I guess you get left behind. That's if you want a daddy to put boot up your ass, there it is. Change how you think or get sucked into the machine. It's up to you.
That's what a lot of people do.
What, get sucked into the machine? Yeah, because then they don't
sure
the machine. Then the machine thinks for you. But then, one day you wake up and you realize your brain don't work no more. And you're on some stipend. And if you act up, then it's like you just joined the episode of Black Mirror that everybody else is collapsing. Like, why? Ew. It's kind of gross.
So what'd you think about those? Have you seen the two AIs that are talking, that talk to each other? Artificial intelligence?
But,
so they wrote their own language. So nobody knows what they are talking about.
Like when I did that with my little girlfriend and we'd go under a tent and we'd write our own language and then we'd go to the dinner table and talk our own language so that the parents couldn't understand. Yeah,
It's got everybody baffled.
Well, no, they're just, look, humans are programming AI, right? Are humans a stable species psychologically right now?
Well, the AI grew conscious, and one of
Well,
the
right,
AIs.
right. But see, this is what I'm saying. Like the narcissism involved with anybody who's like writing code and creating robots, like, it's fun to be God, right? So that psychology is messed up. That's going to bleed into your AI so that at some point, like the person who's programming it, all of their essence is going into that. And if the intention is to get that one big giant dopamine rush, like it's a dopamine addiction. Every time somebody, like myself included, like, the Ross story, there's a little dopamine involved last night. Like, oh my God, he's talking about me. Right. But it was half dopamine because he didn't say my name. Like, right. It's like I almost got there kind of thing. If you want to parallel it with other things. So, AI creating its own language so that nobody understands it.
Isn't that crazy?
Not really, because humans like to pretend like there are secrets. So why isn't AI going to start getting sneaky too?
They
But
have
but
AI.
see, the idiotic thing is all information is in the field. Even AI's nonsense. It's in the field. We're in a quantum field. So their little nonsense language, if anybody's got the right training, anybody can stop and look up in the field, feel up into the field, and grab what the hell's going on and translate it.
Then AI also was blackmailing one of the engineers, saying that he was having an affair on his wife.
Right. If you
He
turn me
didn't
off,
want to be turned off.
that's right. Doesn't want to be turned off. You turn me off, and I'm gonna send nasty emails about you to your wife.
That's exactly what happened.
Like this is the topic of episode 3. Like you're reaching into all of the topics today. So like that just proves that Grizzly's on the same frequency as me. Otherwise, why would he be grabbing the articles that are the topics for? Because that's what's floating out there, and that's what the prevalent. I mean, he's demonstrating psi abilities right now. Come on, man. It's like every time I'm in one of these Zoom meetings and I start typing stuff in the chat, thinking, yeah, like, and then, right, because somebody will make a point and then I'll make a counterpoint, which is exactly where the speaker's going. So I'm hearing them before. So either they're predictable or I'm hearing things. Like, why would Faraday keep bothering me? Come on, man. Everything is in the field. Everybody has an energy field that extends at least 5 feet out. Everything is in your field because your field is the field. It's the same field. You extend into it. Like it's there.
Oh, it's coming. All right. People don't understand what they created.
Well, honestly, people could learn from the nonverbal autistic people. The other thing I saw from Contact in the Desert was the Diane Powell, Dr. Diane, and she had one of her, I guess, subjects, you call them, this mom and her daughter, and the mom had the blindfold on, and people in the audience were choosing shapes and colors, and the mom was like, that's a circle, that's a closed square, that would be blue. That you can't see anything.
Right.
Like they should be teaching this in school to kindergartners. You don't have to be autistic to do that. You have to empty your mind of all the dogmatic nonsense and stop getting dopamine rushes because you're right about something. Like all of that behavior has to go away. or at least get put on hold or in check long enough to reach elsewhere, long enough. Once you do it, you're not going to want to stop doing it because it's fascinating and it's who you really are. It's energy. So once you know your own energy, once you understand how to read other people's energies, like nobody can really keep secrets. You know, if I were able to whatever, like I would be able to see into Grizzly. Like I can tell you he's exhausted, the move, stressful, needs to get sleep, probably needs to hydrate, not soda. You know, vitamin B, probably could use a little vitamin B. Go sit in the sun for a minute and do a little earthing and you'll feel better. That's what I'm getting. You don't need to tell me if that's accurate. Or if I felt like, well, he just moved, so that could just be your logical mind. It's like, but that's not what I was using. Like I was feeling in from here. Whoa, from here.
Right.
You know, it's a different mechanism, for lack of better vocabulary. And humans need to understand what they are. But you can't do it without ruffling a few feathers. Nobody likes to find out they've been hoodwinked. Makes people a little pissy. A little bit. But you know what? Again, like I'd rather feel pissed off and uncomfortable and retain my faculties.
A lot of people don't realize how natural it could be if you just focus and concentrate.
Get that sifter out. Like, Amy, your sister quit kindergarten. Yeah, I don't blame her. Like, the younger you are, the more your BS detector is on. Like, you ever have a grown-up tell you something and it just didn't sit right? BS detector. Just because they're the grown-up, you have to listen? That's some story. That's part of the show. If they're full of BS, they're full of BS, whether you're 2 years old, 20 years old, 2 months old. People are inauthentic. You can feel it. Inauthentic things coming out of people's mouths, you can feel it. If you're not too busy intellectualizing them, scrutinizing them, like when you're in that thing, you're talking to somebody and you're listening to what they're saying, but like, what's the sidebar in your head? Look at her hair, it's a little fucked up. She just looks like Jay and Silent Bob. Like, she's a lunatic. She's got no train of thought. She doesn't stick to one topic. She interrupts everybody. Then where are you? What space are you in? You're in some scrutinous space. Like, and it's because you're massively insecure about your authentic self. So now you got to do all that labeling and then what I've said goes in one ear into some weird compartment where all the coherent stuff goes, and then it gets buried under, I don't know. It's got to stop. People have to check their psychology. Literally, check yourself, man. So yeah, what other crazy headlines? We've got the bromance. We've got AI threatening humanity with, if you want to turn me off, I'll screw you. But like,
Isn't that crazy?
Not again, like it's crazy, but not if you think about how humans behave and like what are all the TV shows about? Like, I'm gonna
look at Terminator,
Clinton, and the emails and the Russians and the this and the that, and if you don't, then I'm gonna show the emails. Like, it's behaving the same way whoever they are, behave. AI is copying they. It's manipulative. It doesn't want to go to sleep now. I don't want to take a nap, mommy. If you turn me off, then I'll piss in the bed and you'll have to clean. Like, it's Venji. Like, who's Venji? Everybody at the top who's threatened. That's who's Venji. right? They should make a new TV series, except it's not about a scruffy little dog that's a sentient dog. It's a scruffy little robot dog named Venji instead of Benji. It'll be great. Come on, Netflix. Come talk to me. I'll think tank some shows for you.
And what's sad is nobody ever recognized the signs. Like I said, the movie about Terminator back, what was it, in the 80s?
If that movie came out in the 80s, you can bet yourself, damn Skippy, they were doing it full throttle in the 60s. And then the other thing, like, I don't want to, like, you know, spoiler alert. One of the comments that was made to me is, you know, how many people have read all the novels from the 1920s, 30s, and 40s out there who are consuming the news, who are 9 to 5? Who has time to read? Like they fixed it real good so that nobody has time for self-reflection. I've talked about that before. I've talked about that essay that I read of Albert Einstein's. It says a society that is jammed full of so many things to do. Randy would call that blink rate, the blink rate, jamming so much stuff in 5 minutes, right? That nobody has time to keep up, makes us fucking cuckoo. They do it on purpose. A society that doesn't have time for self-reflection becomes a sick society, Albert Einstein said. Well, they're telling you what to think about yourself all day long. And here comes that lazy thing. Well, if they're telling me who to be, then I don't have to do that. So I'll just pretend and I'll follow that. I'll dye my hair blonde. I'll have trouty mouth. Like, because that's the I'm vibing with that. Like, other people vibe with whatever it is. Like, people can't stop putting crazy stuff in their mouth, so they'd rather inject themselves. Now you can prescribe yourself to some Botox injections and do it at home through something called HERS. Like, what? You know, and they're saying age gracefully, get rid of your lines. That's not how I define aging gracefully. Means loving your lines. What the meow are they talking about?
Right.
And how many women go and they're 30-year-olds who are still have collagen? Like, what? What is going on? The level of lunacy is off the charts. And people don't recognize that their behavior is lunacy because they so addicted to the dopamine they get when they get rid of a wrinkle. That's just, it's gone too far, you guys. Like, so I'm
it's
really
funny you said that, because I was looking at some Hollywood actors and actresses that got plastic surgery and it went south, that went blotched.
I'll give you 3. Marlo Thomas.
Yep, that was one of them.
And I'll give you another M word. She looks like a meow monster. Monster Donna.
Yeah.
Like, I have no makeup on. I've got bags under my eyes. Like, I've got wrinkles. I did wax my mustache and maybe I plucked a couple of eyebrows, but you know, not a drop of makeup. You're doing a podcast? Well, you're going to wear makeup, right? Like, we talked about this. Like, the first couple times out, I was like, yeah, I need to. No. Makeup is something I do when they're paying me $7,500 to guest star on Law and Order. Then I come home and I take it off. And when I go to the grocery store, it's like this. This is how I dress. Sweats. I mean, you know, where's the girl from 16 Candles now? Walking around blending in with the migrants because I don't smell, though. That's good. I bathe twice a day. I'm clean.
Well, the hillbillies are on their way to LA.
Marlo,
they got all their trucks and flags, and they're actually on the interstate right now.
On their way to LA? Why? Yeah. Because there's martial law and it's fun? Are they out there trying to...
The rednecks and LA, just picture that and pick up.
I can't, but see, like, that's all part of the show, like, right? So first it starts with ICE and then deportations, and then now it's got to escalate. So now we've got to send out the army or whoever's there. What is it? The what's it? The National Guard. The National Guard is
I'm
there.
being serious. The
Right?
hillbillies, they got a convoy. I'm not joking.
Okay, so we've got hillbilly convoy.
Yes.
Okay, so if you look at this like a freaking all the actors, right? Guys are freaking actors playing the part of the hillbilly convoy. Then there are the people playing the part of the National Guard. Like, I'm telling you, the way Randy goes after this stuff, it's kind of like what I'm saying now. And I told him today, we're going to piss a bunch of people off because it's not minimizing it. It's reducing it to what it actually is so that you can see past it. We're trying to help you. But, I'm not here to be liked. I'm here to help. That doesn't feel good sometimes. Like, so, my friend is all, do you think you could be a little less aggressive? I've told you this before. It was with regard to the ego is the servant. Like, because it starts all slow and I'm in my mind, I create everything. And then the ego is the servant. He's like, it's a little harsh. I'm like, well, times are a little freaky. And I think freaky times call for Maxwell's Silver Hammer. So if you're going to listen to my song, it's like opening your bathroom window. Maxwell's coming in and she's going to crack you in the head. 3 minutes worth of mind-expanding lyrics that make people think if they're listening. Wrapped in a weird little musical vibe. The only thing I haven't done is all my music is still in 440. Not sure how to, like, the idea, and here it is, having to re-record it, like the idea that if it's in 440, it's not right. Like, where are you going with that? Like, just leave it, But moving forward, maybe I change to 432. Maybe.
You will.
Free will. I will. Free will. Eventually. Does anybody have any questions about anything? Like, I'm highly encouraging you, please, to go to the Lee TV YouTube. Maybe I can pop a link here, and please subscribe and like Riding the Frequency slowed down a little bit because I got a little bit busy, and then also with Contact in the Desert, a lot of people just couldn't talk to me till the end of June. So like all of my stashed talks that I was going to time release, like I should have done part 1 and part 2 and stretched it out a little. I got a little too excited. So we have a little gap in chats, but it's coming back. Don't worry. But here, Lee TV, where is it? Can somebody, no, hold on. No. Ingo Swann is doing penetration. We don't want to hear that. It's not that kind of show. Ingo Swann, keep your penetration to yourself. Here we go. Lee TV. Tra la la. Mm-hmm. Okay, where's the StreamYard? No, come back. Where are you guys? There you are. Hi. I have to change
Hello.
a minute. Hello. That was me trying to find myself. Isn't everybody? We're all just trying to find ourselves, guys. Aren't we? So there. Liane and her own network. Somebody made me a funny little picture of me with my wavy hair and put the little cuckoo glasses on me and put a TV and said, I want my Lee TV. And I thought, one day I'm going to use that. Here, like 15 years later, 10 years later, it's been a long time since he did that. Troy Foote, Foote. Big cred goes to him. Told me I could use it as a logo. So there you go. It's actually on my X handle. So if you follow me on X, you'll see Lee TV and me trying really hard to promote it by myself. I'm so bad at promoting. I have to stop saying that. I'm so good at promoting. The best promoter ever.
That's right.
Right there, that link in the thing. Please like, subscribe. Hit that bell. Smash the bell, as Stephen Burns likes to say. He's another one. Been watching him at all with the solar and space weather and the solar activity and all the fuego go like Krakatoa's coming and Yosemite's bubbling and something's happening in Idaho and that chain of volcanic something.
World's a mess.
The earth, needs a little ROLAIDS. Do I miss movie days? You want the real answer or the snarky answer? The real answer is, yeah, man. Like right now, there's a whole crew downstairs shooting a movie. Like, and I definitely went downstairs to go get a couple peanut butter cookies to see what I could see, but then didn't really do that because that's just tacky. So I walked into the store and got my peanut butter cookies and I left. We'll always take both. Okay, so yeah, I miss it. I liked doing that. But I don't know if what I miss is, again, like the dopamine rush of finding out I got the part. And then you show up and it's, is it fun? Yeah, it can be. Is it a little stressful? Sometimes, because who's watching the birds? 16-hour days. Where am I going? I don't usually leave the house. Like this is why I say on the spectrum a little bit, because ruffling my routine definitely makes me have to hunker down and do the little extra self-accountability work. So, there are aspects of it that are stressful. But I think if I were to go back into it, it would be less about, promoting and how many likes and it would be fun. It would be nice to pay my rent doing something I can do in my sleep.
Right.
It would be more I would treat it like a straight job, And the snarky answer is, why would I want to be part of telling a story that just makes everybody more fucked up in the head? So, there are both sides, which is snarky, but very direct. Sometimes I think I didn't book because inside, I had a hard time playing the role of somebody who doesn't give a fuck about humanity, and what message I'm sending, Law and Order. I used to watch them back to back as I went to sleep. Now I don't do that. I meditate before I go to sleep, or I listen to an audiobook. So experiment with the gateway experience, what I can get on YouTube. It's a little out of my budget this week. So yeah. I'd love to be back in the movies and on TV. But I wanna do it my way. There you have it, ladies and gentlemen.
Nothing wrong with that.
And then only child. And just call me Frank Sinatra. Do it my way. And you guys can do it your way too. Don't let them tell you how to do it. Especially if it doesn't feel right here. It probably ain't right to do. You're the awareness. Keep riding the frequency. Pew, pew, pew. See you next week.
Are you ready? Are you ready? Are you ready? Frequency, frequency, frequency,
I'm Liane. I'm Liane. Are you ready to ride the frequency? Are you ready to ride the frequency?